Hey there, blueberry lovers! Today, we're diving into the wonderful world of freezing fresh blueberries. First things first, let's talk about why you might want to freeze your blueberries. Maybe you've already made all the delicious blueberry treats your heart desires, like blueberry plum pops, blueberry galette, or blueberry citrus rolls with orange glaze. But what do you do with the leftovers? That's where freezing comes in handy. Now, you might be wondering, should I wash my blueberries before freezing them? Well, it turns out there are pros and cons to both washing and not washing. If you choose to wash them first, make sure you dry them thoroughly to avoid clumping and freezer burn. This is a good option if you think you'll forget to wash them before using the frozen berries later on. On the other hand, if you decide not to wash your blueberries before freezing, you'll preserve the natural waxy bloom that protects the berries from insects and bacteria. This can help prevent freezer burn, but you'll need to remember to wash them before using them in your recipes. Alright, let's get down to the nitty-gritty of how to freeze your blueberries. First, gather your equipment, a colander and clean kitchen towels if you're washing the berries, rimmed baking sheets, parchment paper, zip-top silicone or plastic bags, and a permanent marker. Start by sorting through your blueberries and removing any stems or moldy berries. If you find some soft berries that aren't moldy, set those aside for recipes like blueberry compote. They won't freeze well, but they're still delicious. If you're washing your blueberries, give them a good rinse and spread them out on clean kitchen towels to dry completely. Once they're dry, line your baking sheets with parchment paper and place the berries in a single layer. Make sure they have plenty of room, so they don't stick together when they freeze. Pop them in the freezer for 2 to 4 hours, or even overnight if you're feeling patient. Once your blueberries are frozen solid, it's time to transfer them to zip-top bags for storage. Label and date the bags, and fill them with the frozen berries. Try to remove as much air as possible before sealing the bags to help prevent freezer burn. And voila! You've got frozen blueberries ready to use whenever you need them. Here are a few tips to keep your frozen blueberries at their best. Give them some space. When placing the berries in the freezer, make sure they have room to breathe. This helps them freeze faster and reduces the chances of them sticking together. Keep it clean. Wash your hands thoroughly, especially if you're washing the berries before freezing. This way, your blueberries will be ready to use straight out of the freezer. Patience is key. Wait until the blueberries are completely frozen before transferring them to bags. It might be tempting to rush the process, but taking your time will prevent clumping. Now, you might be wondering how long you can keep your frozen blueberries. The good news is that they can last up to a year in the freezer, but they're best used within 3 to 6 months for optimal flavor and texture. When it's time to use your frozen blueberries, you might need to thaw them, depending on the recipe. For things like muffins, quick breads, pancakes, smoothies, or cakes, you can often use the berries straight from the freezer. But if you do need to thaw them, place them in the refrigerator overnight or cover them with cold water if you're in a hurry. Just remember to drain them well before using them in your recipe. And don't worry, freezing blueberries won't turn them into mush. When thawed, they'll still have a good shape, although they might not be quite as plump as when they were fresh. Thank you for joining us today. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful content.